Yes, the COVID-19 has impacted every area of our lives, including tax. Though we cannot reverse the impact of COVID on the lives of individuals, its impact on the economy can be revived with correct steps and relief packages by the government. Please make sure that you watch till the very end of the video to know how COVID-19 has impacted tax inflow, which is the main source of revenue for any country, and the tax compliance reliefs offered by the government, like an extension of many important due dates, tax exemption for COVID-19 treatment, and many more. So, firstly, let us today know why is it really important to understand the impact of COVID on taxes and how is it really related to you. Hello and welcome. I am Prarthana from ClearTax, India's largest tax and financial services platform, and today I am going to talk about the impact of COVID-19 on tax. But before we begin with the video, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel for more such videos on finance. And also do not forget to hit the bell notification and of course give this video a big thumbs up. So what are we waiting for? Let's begin. The first and foremost question that needs to be answered is, how important is tax revenue for an economy? First and most importantly, taxation plays a vital role in the crisis situation by helping to sustain universal access to basic goods and services through lifeline measures. Secondly, vulnerability to COVID-19 and to its economic impact is very different from different social groups. Taxation can help to compensate for this uneven playing field by enabling income distribution from high income earners to the development of the economy. Now, moving on to the impact of COVID-19 on tax revenue. As in other economic downturns, the pandemic has reduced state and local revenues, but this time is different. Declines in income tax revenues are likely to be smaller than projections based on historical experience because unemployment losses have been unusually concentrated on low-wage workers who automatically pay fewer taxes on income than higher-wage workers. The stock market has held up so far, sustaining taxes on capital gains, and the federal government has increased and expanded unemployment insurance benefits and grants to businesses, which will shore up taxable income. Now, on the other hand, declines in sales and other taxes and fees are larger than historical experience would suggest because consumption has fallen so sharply and people are staying home, meaning that revenues from taxes and fees on hotels, tolls, airports and motor fuel have plummeted. Now let's have a look at the tax revenues of the past 2 years.
India's net direct tax collection for the financial year 2020-2021 was rupees 9.45 lakh crore, that is $126.33 billion, which was 4.46% higher than the revised estimates. Despite an extremely challenging year, there was a year-on-year growth in the advanced tax collections of approximately 6.7%. For FY 2019-20, India's direct tax collections fell for the first time in 2 decades with a decline of 8% year-on-year to rupees 10.27 lakh crore. The government clarified that this decline was due to increased refunds as gross tax collection was higher than the previous year. The provisional figures for indirect tax collections, GST and non-GST for the financial year 2020-21 show that the net revenue collections are at rupees 10.71 lakh crore as compared to rupees 9.54 lakh crore for the financial year 2019-20, thereby registering a growth of 12.3%. The decline in GST collection for FY 2020-21 in comparison to FY 2019-20, the decline is mainly attributable to lockdown due to the COVID-19, The GST collections were severely affected in the first half of the financial year on account of COVID. However, in the second half, the GST collections registered a good growth and collections exceeded Rs 1 lakh crore in each of the last 6 months. March saw an all-time high of GST collection at Rs 1.24 lakh crore after a very good figures in the month of January and February. Several measures taken by the central government help in improving compliance with GST.
So, do you think that there has been an impact of COVID on the tax system? If yes, then comment A in the comment section below. Also, do comment your personal thoughts on COVID's impact on our tax system. Well, COVID has resulted in the diversion of most of the country's resources towards protecting people's health and livelihood. The government has been offering tax reliefs and stimulus packages time and again to fuel the economy in these trying times. Time to mention the common tax related reliefs for financial year 2020-2021. Firstly, CBDT extended timelines of tax compliance. Time and again, the Central Board of Direct Taxes has understood the difficulties faced by the taxpayers in these tough times and extended many due dates. CBDT had also extended due dates of filing ITR for the previous year, that is 2019-20, by more than 5 months. That is to 10th Jan 2021 for cases covered under audit. It was extended to 15th Jan 2021 and transfer pricing cases was extended to 30th Jan 2021. Also, the due date to file revised returns for FY 2019-20 was extended to 31st May 2021 from 31st March 2021. Secondly, relaxation in residency norms. The government had announced relaxation in residency norms by excluding the period between 22nd March to 31st March for the calculation of a number of days. This was helpful for the non-residents who had come to India and were stuck due to the lockdown and travel restrictions. Thirdly, extension of time limit for tax deductions. For FY 2019-20, the government extended the making of the tax investments under Chapter 6A like ATC, insurance, ATG, etc. from 31st March 2020 to 30th July 2020. Now let me explain this better by showing a table of the due date extension for some of the popular compliances for FY 2020-21 that has been extended.
For the current assessment year also, the government has become proactive and extended the due date from 31st July 2021 to 30th September 2021 for individuals. For audit cases, it has been extended to 30th November from 31st October, and for transfer pricing cases, it has been extended to 31st December 2021. Simultaneously, the submission of the tax audit report date has also been extended by 1 month for audit and transfer pricing cases. TDS deadlines. The CBDT further extends the deadline for furnishing Q4 TDS returns of the financial year 2020-2021. The tax deductors can now file the TDS returns up to 15th July 2021 instead of the existing deadline of 30th June. Consequently, it extends the timeline for furnishing Form 16 for the FY 2020-21 by the employer to his employees to 31st July 2021. The belated return filing date for FY 2020-21 has also been extended from 31st December 2021 to 31st January 2022. The government has made Aadhaar PAN linking mandatory for income tax return filing. There is a 3-month further extension of the last date of the Aadhaar PAN linking. Now one can link Aadhaar with PAN by 30th September 2021. The government extends the last date of payment of the amount without additional amount under the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme to 31st August 2021. Previously, the due date was 30th June 2021. Further, the government notified 31st October as the last date to pay the amount with additional amount under Vivad Se Vishwas scheme. SFT and the due date of filing the appeal have also been extended.
The Income Tax Department has further provided relief for the compliance under Section 54 to Section 54GB of the Act. The above provisions offer long-term capital gains exemption to the taxpayers. To avail of the exemptions, the taxpayers have to make compliances as mentioned in the relevant provisions of the Act. The due date of compliances falling between 1st April 2021 and 29 September 2021 can be complied by 31st September 2021. Besides the extension of timelines for tax compliance, tax reliefs are also proposed. Secondly, the taxpayer is exempt from paying tax on financial assistance received from the employer or any other person for COVID-19 treatment. The Income Tax Department allows an exemption for the money received for meeting expenses of the medical treatment for COVID-19. The exemption is allowed for the expenses incurred for the treatment of COVID-19 during FY 2019-20 and onwards. Also, during the pandemic, many employers have provided financial supports to the families of employees who died due to COVID-19. Therefore, the Income Tax Department processes to give tax relief on such payments by way of tax exemption to the family members who received ex gratia payments during FY 2019-20 and onwards. Now, if the taxpayers' family members receive such payments from the taxpayer's employer, the amount is fully exempt without any limit. However, the exemption is restricted to Rs 10 lakhs if the family member receives ex gratia payments from any other person. The government may propose necessary legislative amendments concerning the above tax exemption in due course of time. Now, to conclude, as the economy is recovered, taxation will also play a very vital role. Initially, developing countries are likely to see a major decline in their average tax to GDP ratio. This will have lasting implications after the 2008-2009 global financial crisis. Clearly, the countries with limited fiscal space undergoing this crisis will get hit harder than those that had greater flexibility on both the fiscal and monetary sides. Much direct international financial support and debt relief will be necessary during and after the peak of the crisis, and indeed considerable emergency financing is already flowing from both the World Bank and the IMF. Stimulus needs to be well-timed and proportional with securing the additional revenues needed to restore fiscal sustainability once growth has been put on an upward path. Taxes will play a role in shaping the new normal. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really hope this was helpful. If it was, do not forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Clear Tax's YouTube channel for regular videos on finance. Stay tuned, take care and stay happy.